What's up guys, Matt Maker here with an assault rifles comparison video. I know I said I was going to do the shotguns first, but I think that this is a lot more important. Sorry if there's some background noise, because there's a fan on, so if you can hear that, I'm sorry. So, before I start reviewing everything, I just want to say that the assault rifles, all of them have something really unique and special about them that really makes them stand out in the group. I use 3 assault rifles, and I'm only prestige 2, so I have only 7 classes, and 3 of those 7 are are assault rifles. And sorry, my voice is going to be a little hoarse because I was just recently sick, and I'm still kind of having the after effect of that, so sorry. But let's get started here. So, the MTAR, which is the thing you start with, is kind of the all-around good, equal with everything weapon. With the assault rifles, that's actually pretty good. With the LMGs, that didn't work out that well, but here in the assault rifles, this did turn out okay, and is working for the best. You're going to see pretty low recoil and not bad damage output with this weapon. Its range is just really like any other assault rifles. It's not very jumpy. If you're really going for range or extreme accuracy, just put a foregrip on it, and that it really shouldn't give you too many problems. I think that the MTAR is definitely really good for being a starting assault rifle. It reminds me kind of the M4A1 from MW3, how that was pretty usable as well. So it's definitely something really good to start with. And if you're just prestiging and you need an assault rifle, I would definitely look for the MTAR for your long range, or just overall if you need something that can do a little of everything, then I would look to this. So now the next one is the Type 25, which compared has more fire rate and damage, but less range and accuracy, and the Type 25 is amazing for what level you get it. This is another one that you can almost use as an SMG just because the fire rate is so fast for an assault rifle. However, it's pretty jumpy and it's tough to get range. Even if you put a grip, it's still kind of flopping back and forth or all over the place. So you're not going to get too much range or accuracy with it, but you can still get medium range, and you can use it like an SMG at short range, which is kind of an advantage. It's basically a overpowered SMG. The problem with this is the fire rate is fast, so you're going to run out of your magazine really fast, and its reload time is extremely slow. So you're going to want to put probably a fast mag as soon as you can on it, or an extended mag if, it's really preference. I would go with the fast mag just because I reload more often. So the fast mag definitely helps with this one because it's such a slow reload time. But otherwise, I would definitely use it. You get it right after you get to level 4 and get your classes, and you can unlock it. So I would, if I were looking for something to use short and medium range, just maps like Raid, just kind of maps that have range and close quarters areas. It's really good for that. Now moving on to the SWAT. Now, to be honest, I really don't like the SWAT. It's not a personal favorite of mine at all. I've never really liked the burst guns, but I'm gonna just kind of go through this gun. I think it reminds me a lot of the M16 from Black Ops 1. If you know how to use it, it can be quite good, but for the most part, it's not something I would recommend using all that much. It's really not that good. It doesn't have too much damage in each outburst. You run out of ammo extremely fast with it. Its reload is slow, and it causes you problems. You get a lot of hit markers, and it gives enemies a lot of time to duck and cover somewhere, so you're not going to get that kill at range. And close range, it's a burst, which never really works for you. So that just creates all sorts of problems. If you really wanted to, you could level it up and get select fire, but even then, I think it's still relatively weak, and it doesn't do that much good. So I really would stay away from the SWAT, but if you like burst guns, then be my guest, use it. But if you're looking for a burst gun, I would definitely go with the M8A1, which is the later burst gun, because that is much better, and I'll get to that later when I get there. So now, moving on to the FAL, and I think the FAL is one of the most underrated assault rifles I've ever seen. It is amazing. I wouldn't say it's the absolute best, but it is truly amazing. It is better than the SMR, by far, just because there's like no recoil. You can trigger finger this thing super fast, and if you really want, you could get select fire, which, I mean, you're better off trigger fingering it just because it's faster when you trigger finger. But if you want to have the accuracy of just holding down the trigger and the convenience, then that's something to do, because it really kills fast. It's really good. Basically everything is solid. I mean, the fire rate's so low just because it's semi-auto. The damage is amazingly high. You get really good range. There's almost no recoil, no point to put a grip. Even with select fire, you have no reason to put a grip on this at all. I would recommend putting like a suppressor on it if you want. The iron sights are pretty good. ACOG is good if you want to get some more range, but you shouldn't really need a reflex. I wouldn't waste one of your slots with that, just because it's not worth it. You can use the iron sights quite well with this. And fast mag is really preference, because this thing does reload relatively fast, but if you're using select fire and you're firing off the shots and there's only 25 shots in the mag, then you are really going to want to probably put fast mag. I like to use primary gunfighter with all my assault rifles, and with this I put quick draw, fast mag, and select fire, just because I don't know, I'm trying out the select fire to see kind of what it's like as a full auto, and I think I'm just going to take it off and put ACOG because I like having the range. So it's really up to you what you would like to put on it. Quick draw is nice because if you get into close fights, then you're going to want to have that, because it is not the best to hip fire semi-autos, so that's helpful. So I would definitely recommend giving this one a go, and because every time there's a burst or semi-auto, it's automatically kind of thought of as garbage, but just give it a try. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's pleasantly surprising. So the next one is the M27, which could possibly be the best assault rifle. It's tied, I think, with the AN94, but the reasoning is the M27 has almost no recoil, and if you put a grip on it, a foregrip, you just can get range with absolutely nothing. It's completely 100% accurate. The damage is relatively low, but it has a high fire rate, which kind of makes up for that. So it's one of the only things that has a high fire rate and a low recoil that gets kills at range. Its range is quite long. It's basically a vector with range, which is really, really amazing. For this, I would like. I think your number one attachment would be to put suppressor, because the game style you want to play with this is kind of going around the back of the map. You don't want to rush with this because it's not very good at close range at all because of the low damage. But if you're going around the back of the map and you're using your suppressor and getting distance, you can easily get into the spawn or see the enemy spawn from a range and just pick everyone off, which makes it fantastic. It's one of my personal favorites. I use this a lot. A lot of people do use it, but there's still a lot of people who think it's horrible because they've tried to rush with it, which I guess if you're a hardcore rusher and that's all you do, then you're not going to be using this. But if you want to try more of a defensive playstyle, this is your gun. It's amazing. That's all I can say. So class setup, the reload is relatively fast, so you're not going to need to worry about like putting a fast mag on it. I like to put the foregrip just to get the extra long range. That way you don't have to deal with any recoil, because without it, there is a bit noticeable side to side when you're going for long range. So you're going to want to just put the grip if you're going for accurate long shots. And the iron sights are just fine. I wouldn't put any sight on it. It's not really worth it. So moving on now to the Scar. The Scar, I am in the middle of a Prestige, so I don't have it unlocked, but it is quite good. But I think it's kind of inconsistent, because I'll have one game where it just is amazing for me, and one game where it just can't quite get the kills, where it has quite a lot of power, but its recoil is horrible, and it ends up making you miss quite a bit of your shots. So because of this, you end up getting a few bursty hit markers if you're going for range, and that's even medium range. You have trouble with the grip. You can get about medium range, and then close, its fire rate is not great enough to get the kill, but it's still got a lot of damage. So if you're going from medium range, you're not going to get stopped. It's amazing. Definitely put a foregrip. Quick draw handle would be another good attachment. Like with basically all my assault rifle classes, I use primary gunfighter. I like to be able to use my second attachment as much as I can, or my third attachment, just to up it a little bit more. And so I would put grip, quick draw handle, and I would put fast mag just because the reload is painfully slow. So that's what I would say. Now the SMR is definitely not the better of the two semi-autos. The SMR has more recoil, worse iron sights, and even though it has more damage per output, I just don't think you get the kill as easy because you don't have the accuracy to do so. And so I mean it's similar, and plus you get the SMR so much later than the FAL, and the FAL is better. So that just makes it even more something that you wouldn't want to use, because it's at the point where you would really, if you really are going to be using it a lot, you'd have to permanently unlock it, and I just don't think I would want to use a permanent unlock token on the SMR. It's just, I would probably with the FAL if it were at 46, but SMR I think I would stray away from. If you're going to be using semi-auto, I would go with the FAL and just not really touch the SMR at all, because it's kind of like the SWAT, it's just a worse version. So that's all I really have to say about that. I mean, select fire, once again, you kind of have to use the grip with it because its recoil is worse, and it just gets worse over time. So then the M8A1 is definitely the better of the burst. There's really no recoil, and that's if you put select fire on as well. There's no recoil. The damage is a lot greater, and it reloads better. I just feel everything about it is better. Its damage output is greater. Its iron sights are better. You're gonna get definitely a lot more kills if you like the burst. It's kind of like some people would like the SWAT a lot more, but I think that the M8 is better. One disadvantage is that you get it at level 49, so if you're going to be using it a lot, you're probably going to have to permanently unlock, because otherwise you're only really using it for 6 levels of your prestige, which is not too much time, and you're not going to get really hands-on with it and go for gold with it or anything. which kind of sucks, but that's really the only disadvantage. I would definitely give it a try, because it's one of those underrated things as well. I mean, I'm not a burst person, but I really do think this is a good weapon overall. And the last one, the AN-94, probably the best overall assault rifle. This and the M27 are tied for my favorite right now. Now, in the description it says the first 2 rounds are fired at a faster rate. That's really not noticeable. It doesn't make a difference, so I would just ignore that. But the fire rate and damage are absolutely catastrophic to your enemy with this. And its range with a grip is quite amazing. Its accuracy is great. Even though it does have quite a bit of jump, the only recoil it has is up and down. So you're even at long range, if you just aim low, you're still going to get the kill, and you're most likely going to get headshots, which go for the gold better for you. It's quite powerful. I like putting a suppressor and a grip and a quick draw handle on it, just because then I can sneak around without getting found and get multiple kills in the spawn. I don't go for long range too much like I would with the M27, because just there is that up and down recoil which interferes at pretty long range. But either way, this is probably the best one, and I'm going to have a gameplay of it here in a sec, just to kind of show off a little bit, and when I do, I'll get back to you, so just stay tuned, and I'll be talking during the gameplay with some class setups like perks and kill streaks and all that, so I'll see you there. Okay guys, I'm here with the gameplay now. As you can see just from the start, I'm running the AN with suppressor, foregrip, and quick draw handle, and my score streaks are Hellstorm Missile, Stealth Chopper, and Warthog. So very aggressive kill streaks, which are very fitting with this gun. I'm playing on Domination, just kind of an objective game type, just to show how it can come into effect really in any situation. Normally I would be using an SMG or a shotgun and just rushing it up here, but I'm going to play a bit defensively, taking advantage of the fact that I have the suppressor, and I have bouncing betties and shock charges just to help me hold my position if I need to. Now you're going to notice right off the bat that the AN is quite powerful, and it's balanced with its accuracy and its range, so as well as its fire rate. So you're going to get some really nice kills with this gun. You're going to win a lot of gunfights at every range, which makes it a plus. And you're going to see, especially if you're using the suppressor, it's really important during objective game types, so you can sneak around the enemy's spawn and just go unseen, and that's crucial. And the bouncing betties and the shock charges just kind of help you move throughout the map. You can leave them as a trap. Now the aggressive kill streaks are because when you're playing objective game types such as Domination, you're going to want to run either a support person who has more of a rushing style and has low kill streaks such as the UAV, or you can go high and go orbital VSAT too, which is always good, and you're running like counter UAV, EMP, all those non-attack kill streaks that just kind of help out your team win at the match. Now, I have a friend in this game, and he's running the support while I'm running the aggressive, so I'm helping take out people in their spawn with the Hellstorm Missile, just so we can move in and capture flags. The Stealth Choppers, it's hard to shoot down, and that also helps do the same thing. And the Stealth Chopper combined with the Warthog just destroys. If you have them both up at the same time, you're set. You get so many kills, and you just set your whole team up for victory, just because the other team, as soon as they spawn, they just get destroyed by one of the two, which is fantastic. I run hardline to get them easier because they are pretty high kill streaks, and I do get all of them in this game. I have a pretty good KD, and I'm only showing the first half of the game just for time's sake, but we lose the first half and actually end up winning the second half. And if you notice here, it's always good to have a friend in the game, because as you can see, I'm very low on ammo, do not have the scavenger perk, I run toughness, and my friend is a bro, and he helps me out, and he holds a grenade on himself and lets me pick up his gun. So you're actually going to see me kind of rushing here, because he had a PDW, so this is the type of weapon I would normally use on this map, because you do need to be close with it. It's really close combat on this map, and I prefer rushing over playing defensive. I think it's more fun when you rush. However, for certain situations, it's a lot better to play defensively, and that goes if you're going for kill streaks and really want to help out your team on objective gameplays. You're going to want to play defensively just because you stay alive longer and you get those kill streaks that help out your team. Also, what's good about objective with higher kill streak or score streaks, excuse me, when you're capturing flags and you're hopping on the objectives, all of those things are helping you get towards your next score streak from all the points, which they become a factor, definitely. And when you have the stealth chopper up and it's up there for a while, that gets you quite a few points going towards your warthog if you're using that. And you're basically unstoppable. Now my team kind of we're coming back from behind here towards the half, and we don't take the lead quite yet, but we do win the game by actually a landslide, because my team really did come back and really finish it out the second half, and that's about the end here. You're going to see I think I went 24-4. I'm going to show a class setup with this gun right after this, so I'll be right back with you for that. What's up, guys? I'm here with the class setup for the AN, so I showed you the gameplay. Here's the class setup, and I was kind of talking about it in the gameplay, but I just wanted to go over it, and I'll be quick. But as you can see, I have quick draw handle, foregrip, and suppressor, and my perks are hardline, toughness, and engineer. I use the bouncing Betty and the shock charge. I talked about that in the gameplay, because those are just, I think, the best things you can put, especially together in a class. I think they do a lot more for you than a grenade would. And if you really wanted, you could get rid of those slots and put, you could put another perk in it. You could put scavenger. You could put like ghost or flak jacket with the different perk greeds. But I like this class setup right here. It works for me, and I think if you give it a go, it'll work for you. It's pretty simple. And then the score streaks are just the Hellstorm Missile, Stealth Chopper, and the Warthog, which, like I was saying, are the more aggressive kill streaks. You get the idea. That's a really good class setup to have with these. So that's about it here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Look for that soon, and peace.